So I'm your first guest, and this is also the first time you've ever filmed it, too.
Ever. Yeah.
So you have no idea.
Don't know.
A full mixing board right here.
I came straight from Pilates, so
Yeah.
we're raw dogging it.
Where did you come from?
Where did I come from? My apartment.
You look like... Do you always dress like... Am I just that oblivious? Do you always wear stuff like this?
Yeah, she looks cool always. And I look like shit always.
What do you think I normally wear?
We balance each other out.
Yeah, you guys balance each other.
Yeah.
Wait, it was so funny because before we came here, we were like doing our research and like Googling you and reading your Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. So like we're friends. So like that's my homie. And then I'm like, oh wait, he makes music?
Yeah.
I didn't know. It looks like you're doing pretty well.
Yeah, you've obviously done really well for yourself.
Okay.
But I was telling Ruby when I first met you, I met you at like a paintball birthday party. I don't know if you remember.
Was that the first time we met?
Yeah, and I was wearing that crazy makeup. But we were talking about
that. I just remember. Okay, keep going.
We were talking about I'm from Tennessee, you're from Virginia, and you're telling me about this like planned community you grew up in.
Yeah.
And I was so enthralled by you and this story, and I didn't know who you were or like what you even did.
Mm-hmm.
But you were talking about how you grew up in Virginia and some like, I don't know if you can explain it, but it was like a planned community, right? Where you had like everything you needed in one area.
What's called a planned community? There's two. I think there's two in America. I think it's Columbia, Maryland, and Reston, Virginia. Basically, it's like they know exactly where it's going to start and where it's going to end and like how it's going to evolve. And if you want to like paint your house or apartment, you have to like check with like the city and it's clean. And then they also have all different, it's like a melting pot. So it's like every ethnicity, every like means of income. So there'll be like Section 8 housing right next to mansions, and it's like it's
intentional. They're like is there like a quota of like people to.
I think it's pretty intentional. Nobody wants to hear this part.
Yes, they do.
Nobody
I do.
Want to hear this part? No.
Benny,
No.
but it's cool because you're from.
They want to hear who fucks
You are self-made. You're from Virginia. You didn't grow up with like major connections.
Yeah.
You're not from Los Angeles. I think that is always so refreshing to hear when you find out that like someone you love who's done all this stuff didn't have like a famous uncle.
Yeah.
He didn't have a name like
the praising Benny.
I was telling Ruby this earlier. One of my things that I like about you is like even though you are like have your own level of like fame and you're well known in a lot of circles, you still feel grounded in a lot of ways that I feel like is kind of rare in Hollywood.
Except for when you go out with him. When we go out, we're like, there's like a driver and there's like a team of people who like escort him.
Okay, that's not relatable.
But in the house, you're relatable.
But do you not feel like that? Do you not feel like that about yourself?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to talk to yourself about
yourself.
Yeah. I feel like I'm very lucky to have friends around me that I've known like far before like anything was going on. And if I have new ones, there is like a safe space where like my friends they'll either be like, hey, you're being cool. They'll be like, hey, maybe you're being a little bit of a douche. Or, you know, I try to do as many like humanizing things as I can, you know, because it's like it's very easy to get lost in LA. I see people get lost all the time, especially because I've been here and been working in the entertainment industry for a while. And I try to do whatever I can to just be like as normal as possible.
Are you happy?
Yeah, every day.
Yeah, that's so good.
But that was before any of this.
Well, I think partly why we're asking is because I think
I was born.
You're born happy, and then I think sometimes like fame and success makes people unhappy.
Yeah, I was born happy. Great. My mom, they used to call me Buddha because I would just literally smile and just eat food, and I was so fat and
and happy.
And I was happy. And then
So you don't deal with like depression or anything like that?
No, but
That's great.
I dealt a lot with anxiety in the past to a level like where it was crippling. Like, and I kind of had like a little break when I was like 20, 21.
A breakdown.
like a mental breakdown kind of
Yeah,
break.
I guess.
Okay.
And then I had to like build my way back up and like figure it all out. And, you know, I was talking about this earlier. Somebody was talking about like, one of my friends was talking about like a relationship, and they were like, man, I really made some like bad decisions in this and that. And we were talking about it, and I was like, you're so young. And I feel like every relationship you get like a little bit better. You're like, pick a little bit better of a person. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was telling a person, I was like, I was talking to my mom. And my mom was like giving me advice, and she was like, well, I guess I really don't even know either. She's like, because I'm 69 and I'm divorced and alone. And it's like everyone is always, we're always getting to a place where we can be better. And I feel like everyone is like very hard on themselves when they shouldn't be. Like, I think you should just like live your life and try to be, I don't know. I try to make every day, this is so corny. I try to make
not corny.
No, it's
every
not.
day. I'm like, how can I make this day the best day ever? Like every single day. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you're like kind of tired and you're like, I'm really sleepy. And you're like, well, what am I going to do today? And every one of my days, like if it was my last, I know that like my day was special. And I'm like trying to make other people's lives. I'm always trying to have an experience, and I'm always trying to like cater an experience for others around me. So like when they go home, they're like, I had the craziest night. Like I went to this thing and we did this shit and like ate ass and no. Do you guys think about money?
I'm not money driven, but to my detriment.
Yeah.
To my detriment.
I think because I lived in my adult life, I lived so long just like scraping by, like working in restaurants and babysitting and living paycheck to paycheck, that the idea of accumulating wealth was so not tangible for me for so long that it shaped from 18 until I moved here when I was 28. I lived in New York City and I was just like getting by. And so to aspire to have like immense wealth and all of these materialistic things, just it didn't even occur to me because it felt so far away. And I think because those were such formative adult years for me, now that I like live here and do what I do, I'm like, yeah, I hope I make money as a writer. I hope I keep making, but like, I don't need to be chasing millions because I was so happy scraping by living in Ridgewood that like anything else is a bonus. So I'm not like, oh, fuck, I won't feel joy if I don't have a private jet. Like I could give a shit because I was happy like taking the M train to work, you know?
Paige won't feel joy unless she's rocking a private jet. No way. She needs it.
No. I come from like such a scarcity mindset because I grew up with a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were never rich. I feel like every dollar is my last dollar. And that's something I've had to like actively deprogram in my mind. Like I'm like, I could never be rich because it felt so far from what I had. And like now I'm like, yeah, I could make money. Like I'm worthy of that. Like I could do that, but I'm not money driven. I'm like vision driven.
But what's your vision career wise?
Career wise, my vision is to make a television show or a movie. Like that's my dream to have a career similar to someone like, for lack of a better person, Lena Dunham. So someone who is like created shows, been in front of the camera, but also has been behind the camera and is able to tell stories, but also can like have like a weird newsletter on the side or do like a podcast or just be in the writer's room.
Is that, and this is a thing she does. I'm so out of it.
But anyway, that would be my dream career. That is exactly what I want
Yeah, you'll just do it though.
Yeah. Well, maybe if I...
Yeah, you will.
Thanks.
Maybe if you could what?
Yeah, I've got some self-limiting doubts that I need to shed. But yes, I will do it.
Yeah, you're going to do it. What's your vision? to get out of these Pilates clothes.
To get far away from Benny.
These are spandex bell bottoms. How fucked up is that someone made them and I bought them?
What's the
like it
fuck
goes
that?
out like
What are your socks? Are you wearing Sky Zone socks?
so for
Or
Pilates?
hospital
So
socks?
for
Right? You either went to the
out of the
hospital or
hospital.
Skies.
so in Pilates you have to wear grip socks so that you don't slip on
You
the
do?
reformer. You have to.
There's no chance my mom wears grip socks when she does.
Well, does she do reformer on the machine?
What's reformer?
It's like
Are you reformed or
it's like-
conservative or orthodox? Is that how it works?
Pilates reform.
Reformative?
I want to keep writing forever and making movies and hopefully be good at. Hopefully people think I'm good at it. We'll find out. And then I want to get married and have babies. Like it's really standard.
Do you like acting? You're pretty good at it.
Do I like it? You guys have never seen each other's assholes before?
Oh no! What the fuck?
Yeah, do you like it?
Like I don't think I would do it like unless it wasn't like my like good friend or like my own idea. I could never see like being in like a 1920s like period piece. Just like or no, like I don't know. Like I don't think I'm not really a good actor. I just happen to be on a show where they turn the camera on and I just say the things I already say.
That's nice, but I think that
You feel comfortable doing it. Like a lot of people get really nervous.
Easy to do.
I don't get nervous in life.
Okay.
That's good. You don't get nervous ever.
I mean, on an airplane, I'm petrified of.
Oh right, you're afraid.
we know.
Yeah, deathly afraid of flying.
But as an anxious person, I'm shocked you don't get nervous.
Well, I get nervous on planes.
Okay, that's it. Okay.
My anxiety manifests in other ways, and I have it pretty under control at this point in my life.
I think also probably if you are confident in what you're doing, right? Being on a plane, you're completely trusting that another person knows
It's all control.
what they're
issues.
doing. If you
Like
know,
were talking
you're
about with
like,
the
I'm
Buddhist thing.
good at music. I'm not anxious to like go do what I do every day because you know you're good at it, obviously. So I think people who have anxiety, no, but think about it. I mean, you're successful. Like it'd be different if you were like, I'm not
Yeah,
very
but
good at this
success
thing.
Success doesn't mean anything. People like McDonald's. Like it's like you have to be like
No,
you
but
have to,
not,
you have,
if McDonald's is confident, they're like, fuck
Yeah.
if it's good or
yeah, they
not.
have
It's
blind
just
confidence.
once you're,
But I have like a deep meaning. Sometimes I think my stuff's terrible.
that's
Just
okay.
like you, just like how
Of course.
if you're writing something or you can't even start the process.
No, I have. I finished scripts.
You said,
I'm just saying,
you have
like,
it in you. You're funny. You're really funny. Like whenever I
Benny.
see stuff, like I'll see stuff online and I'll be like, wow, this is like really actually funny.
thank you. Thanks.
That's great.
Great.
She's hilarious.
No, like I'll see like the little skit things and stuff sometimes, and like your Halloween costumes are always so good.
If you guys haven't seen Paige's Halloween
The
costumes,
Hitachi wand is one of the best things
they're
I've
the best.
ever seen in
They're
my
the best.
entire life.
That meme will like not
Go to her Instagram and there's
my life.
that's the best.
You seemingly have it all.
This is all hers just good.
You do though. You do. You seemingly have it all. Do you have more that you want out of life? Or are you just like ready to settle down? Or like are you just like have so many more career goals and you want to keep really going hard on your career for the next, you know what I mean? I genuinely don't know and I'm interested.
I think for me, a while ago, I did everything I wanted to do, definitely in music. And now, like, everything in my life kind of is like icing on the cake. Like, so I just wake up and I say, well, what would be fun for me to do that's going to challenge me? I like to be challenged. Like, what's a new thing I can do that's going to be interesting and bring me joy? And, you know, I'm just at the point in my life where if something is not bringing me joy or happiness or making me feel like I'm getting me out of my comfort zone in a good way, I just am like not doing it. Like if something sucks, I'm like, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I try to just wake up and, you know, I think a lot about, I'm like, well, what can I do for someone else today? Or what can I do? I don't know. All my answers sound corny, but
I don't think that's
fucking great.
It's
You're just
refreshing.
you're living in the present moment, which
everyone's so focused on themselves. Like, do something for someone else. Like, I'll tell you one thing. I do a lot of charity shit, and everyone wants to talk the talk until it's time to do something, and then they don't do shit. They're scared, like, oh, well, if I post this thing, then these people won't buy my album, or these people won't come to my movie premiere. A lot of people are just so scared of stuff. All right, that's enough.
Do you find yourself to be cognizant of what is going to keep you relevant, or like, when you're saying people will be like, oh, I can't do that because it'll shift my image, or it won't appeal to these people? Are you looking at like, who do I want to make this for? Or are you just like, I want to make what I want to make, and if you don't like it, fuck you?
For me, everything I do is for me.
Okay, cool.
Obviously I'll be like, oh, okay, so your songs can be bigger if you do TikTok or something. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get that. And I'll but everything has to be my own way, or like I won't do it. Like I can't like do things that don't feel genuine to me in life. So if I don't know, and I don't know, I want to do it. I have a voice, and I've been fortunate enough to get to do what I want. Not a lot of people get to do what they want. Like my mom had to drive 2 states away to work every day. Like she did not do what she wanted. I feel like a lot of her life, when we have talks about it, I don't feel like she got to follow her dreams. And so now since I got to follow my dreams, I want to make that come true for other people, and I want to make other people's lives easier. And like when you walked in, that thing that I'm doing, that like farm thing, I'm building that because I'm going to be donating 250 pounds a week to like food deserts across LA of like people who don't get to eat like vegetables.
Okay, wait, let's talk about this. What are you growing all of this on your own, and like who's overseeing this, or do you know everything you're doing already?
There's definitely people helping me. Like
you have a green thumb?
I have a green thumb, but like it's not like these. I have a team of people who help me do this at like a high level, so I can produce a lot, and it's something I always wanted to do. So I was just like, fuck it, I'm doing this. Also, I always like just do the shit. Like everyone always talks about like, it's just like,
you're a doer.
I'm
for
not
sure.
worried about failing in anything, because like when you succeed, it's so sick, and it's like, well, if I don't try, I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's so true. I think a fear of failure is like,
I have no fear of failure.
It's lame.
0.
That's
not doing anything is worse.
So I have fear of it, but someone said something that like totally shifted how I think about it now, because they were like, what if I told you were like 6 rejections away from that, like, yes, then you would look at it so differently. You'd be stoked to be rejected. You'd be like, fuck, let's get rejected, because I know that's coming. And that's
what if they were like, oh shit, we meant 9.
Like, shit, dude, actually, like, right the day before you die. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, no, I think everything is just about perspective.
Is it hard getting rejected?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I want to know.
No,
ask
you get
other people.
It's crazy because
No, of course, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like we're all in our job. Yeah, we're all in the I feel like our job is mostly based on rejection.
Oh yeah.
When you're putting yourself out there, it's like a lot of people like will see doing something, they'll be like, oh my God, life is so good, and this is, but like, yeah, it's so much rejection and putting yourself out there, and like it must be so hard to like write a script.
Well, I think for me it was years of not even fucking rejection. It was like years of not even having anybody. I was like writing scripts and people being like, yeah, no, send it to me. And I'm like, are you sure? And like, yeah, for sure. And then they would just never even read it. That's not even rejection. They're just like, I don't give a shit. And I'm like, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, bye. Forever. And it was literally that for so long that I just stopped even attempt. I was like, I'm just going to get really fucking good.
How did it happen?
By the time, how did it happen?
Yeah.
It happened kind of in a really, it's actually a crazy story.
I'd like to know the story. Have you guys discussed it?
We haven't.
Should I just interview you guys?
No,
What if our podcast is just us having people who are so much more famous
like really.
than us ask us about ourselves?
I mean, this is what this kind of is at this point.
Well,
I think it's refreshing.
But I like to know. I want to know about people.
It's actually
that's
a great
what brings
story.
me. That's what brings me joy, and that's how I learn more.
Yeah.
Because like you can learn from anyone you're sitting across the table from.
What was your Ruby moment? Like, how did you like? Who gave you your first like big break?
There's so many Ruby moments. Like every time you think that's the moment, then you have a next one, then the next one.
Just like out of sheer luck or like your determination?
No, it just like
persistence?
keeps happening. Like this Ruby moment is like the first of her Ruby moment. Then there'll be like a Ruby moment that's like a little bit better. And then one that's like a little bit better. And it's, yeah, you start off. That's why I tell people to like just start doing something. Like you start off doing one thing and you wind up a lot of times doing something so different, but you wouldn't have gotten there if you didn't take those steps. I mean, I had so many Ruby moments like that were very important in that moment. You know, it's like my first one, I won a contest to like go into a real studio. So like, was that my Ruby moment? Or like, was my Ruby moment like when, you know, this guy discovered me and brought me to the guy who started Source Magazine and who first signed Eminem? And then was that my real moment? Or was it the next one when I got introduced to Gamble and Huff and like really learned about like, you know, there's so many, and that's like, and just then I'm only 15 and then it just keeps going, you know.
Damn, you were that young.
Yeah. Well, I signed my first like official record deal when I was 18.
Wow. It's a miracle you're not more like stunted or weird than you are.
I'm weird.
Yeah, are you single?
Are you single?
I'll say anything now. It doesn't matter.
Are you single?
Yeah.
Does the girl you're dating know you're single?
I've never cheated on anyone ever.
That's
in my
good.
life.
That's admirable.
Never even thought about it.
Because you were so in love with the person you were with, or you just
No, I'm just brain dead. No, no, because I always look at like my mom's my best friend, and my mom raised me, and I always would look at her, and she would tell these like horror stories about guys she dated, and I was always like, I want to be like so much better than all these dudes. They all suck. Honestly, it's crazy because to be like an eligible bachelor is so easy because the competition for men is like, they're so bad. They're like this mic, they're just like this. They're like, you meet a guy and you're like, hey, how are you doing? And he's just like,
Yeah.
if he asked you like a single question about yourself, you're like,
hard is it
I'm
for
gonna get
you guys
married.
to date a guy in LA? Like how hard is it?
horrible.
The bar is
in
the
I've
fucking
tripped
ground.
over it. I'm like, whoa, it's like so out of my field of vision. It's so low.
But I think it's just it's like an LA problem. We've talked about that.
And a New York problem. I didn't have any
big
easier
city
time
problem.
in New York.
Perfect.
I love it. Yeah, so when you're on, what you were saying is you're looking.
Now we don't see. God doesn't want me to talk.
Yeah, God's
about
like,
my
no.
That's his neighbors. His neighbors who are rich have gardeners. If you need to borrow $5, you can ask. It's like if you need to fill up your tank. Oh no, you drive a Tesla. Never mind.
Wait, so can you say what you're looking for in a woman?
Shut up.
Can you?
No, you were saying something.
Say what you're looking for in women. Like what if you were to like describe like a perfect woman, or like what you would want. Like if you were to just describe like to you what a perfect.
I think you guys.
what perfect women look
You know
like
what
or
I think you
something.
guys are. I think you guys are both, like full packages. I think you guys. No, I'm serious. I'm not joking. I think you guys are like funny, smart, pretty, and I think like you're gonna find someone great. Both of you guys. You guys are both awesome. You guys are both really good people.
Like we have to suck his dick now.
See, that's how it all works.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
All
I'm
you
gonna
have to
do
is
it.
Just say.
I'm
All you have to do
gonna
is say
do it.
one thing.
Bye. Under the table she goes.
Yeah. All you have, wait. There's all this stuff under the table.
Ruby, she'll get through. You don't.
Someone sent me a dildo. It's upstairs. I'm grabbing it right now and I'm bringing it down, and that's how we'll end.
Grab it.
You guys.
Wow.
Wait, has this been inside anybody?
Benny.
Well, because it just feels weird because it's made out of like.
What do you guys think about that one?
That's fine.
Thank you
Having to.
so much for this.
Yeah, you guys can have that.
We're gonna share. It's gonna be like a timeshare. Like
This is sort of the traveling dildo.
Thank you so much for coming on our podcast.
Yeah, thank you guys. I feel like we got a lot done.
Thank you. You're the best. We love you so much.
I can't wait to be on next week.
Yeah.
We just have been.
We'll have you interviewing. No, we're just gonna have you
come back with British accents.
Can I just say next week too?
Yeah, do you want to? Should we? I feel like, you know, we should do it. You should just be a recurring guest, but only Benny. So it's like we'll do other people, but then you come back.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Am I recurring guest quality?
Absolutely.
You tell that to all your recurring guests.
You're our only guest so far.
I have to be somewhere at 3.
All right.
Go. Get out of here.
What are you doing? Are you filming, Dave? Is that still happening?
The show? No, the show's canceled. No, yeah, it's season 3.
I can't wait. When does it come out?
Filming.
You don't know.
Promote it.
I don't know. I think
I honestly genuinely love that show.